All right, everyone, welcome back to Lakers latest. I'm coming to you as always from beautiful Studio City, California, right in the heart of Los Angeles, where it is about 88 degrees again. Very hot. Everyone, just stay safe, stay cool. Make sure you drink a lot of water again. Make sure you're staying cool and doing all the good stuff because it's gonna be hot all summer. But excuse me. Yeah, let's hop right into it. So I'm gonna start off the day with some trade rumors, or I don't even know necessarily how we consider them trade rumors. It's we're in mock trade season. We're about a little over 2 months away from the NBA, probably about a month and a half away from preseason starting. So kind of we're getting all these final mock trades in. Is anything else going to happen during the offseason? Obviously, we've kind of discussed ad nauseum of potential Lakers trades, a Wiggins or Drew Holiday or a bunch of other stuff. um, but yeah, it's kind of the season for mock trades. So there's one I saw that, to be honest, was a little crazy to me. Dean Simon from Yahoo Sports put together a potential trade that sends Austin Reaves to Sacramento for Keegan Murray and Keon Ellis. I don't really foresee a world where the Kings would ever do this. um, Reaves is a really good player. We all really like Reaves. I don't expect him to go anywhere. But Keegan Murray is just not a guy that, first of all, I think is available. He even said in there, he goes, Keegan Murray is one of the few assets the Kings have, so that's why he's on the trading block. First of all, the Kings aren't trying to rebuild. Like, if they were, Malik Monk would already been gone. I understand that De'Aaron Fox is gone. They still have LaVine. They still have DeRozan. So the idea of especially already having LaVine and DeRozan there, giving them Austin Reaves, that fit makes no sense to me. Secondarily, Keon Ellis is right now one of the most sought after 3-and-D guys in the NBA. He shot, I believe, 43% from three last year. He's a really, really good defender, a guy that would be great fit for the Lakers. Obviously, already have Marcus Smart, but he's almost like a younger version of Marcus Smart. Maybe not as talented offensively, but it's just not a trade I honestly can foresee happening. I mean, Keegan Murray isn't going anywhere. He had a little bit of a disappointing season, but the Kings still view him as a cornerstone of their franchise, a guy that still has a ton of untapped potential. Um, Theoretically, I think this would be a pretty good deal for the Lakers. Obviously, you're losing Reaves, but you're getting another really good 3-and-D player in Ellis and a guy in Keegan Murray that can space the floor. But again, this is all speculative. Like, I can't see the Kings really making that trade at this point. I mean, I haven't even read anything regarding Keegan Murray be available, let alone Keegan Murray and Keon Ellis, even for players as talented as Austin Reaves. And, we kind of talked about, obviously, Reaves is due for a new contract after this year. How do we feel? I really like Austin Reaves. He's gotten better every year. There's no reason to believe that he isn't going to get better again. With that being said, he obviously is a liability defensively. We saw that in the playoffs where everyone just gave the ball to whoever he was guarding and they were just bullying him. But yeah, this is more of a mock trade when I saw that. I just wanted to dissect because I don't see real validity to it, and I don't see it being a possibility at all because, even if the Lakers were open to moving Reaves, which I'm assuming they are for the right price, which that would be the right price, I would think so. But I can't imagine the Kings would be doing that, especially knowing that they're already paying DeRozan and LaVine, and they would have to now, on top of that, pay Austin Reaves a new deal. Just seems like a strange fit, and I don't know. Some of these reporters just come up with this stuff. Oh, this could be good, but I just can't see it happening. That's not something that seems realistic to me. So, all right, yeah, let's move to the next thing on the docket today. All right, Adou Thiero. So obviously, it was a little disappointing that we weren't able to see Thiero in summer league. There was kind of it seemed a little mysterious almost because there was no like official word on an injury or why he's not on the team. There eventually was one. Obviously, he was working through an injury. But by all accounts, gotten a couple new reports saying that he's looked pretty good. He's practicing. He's training in the Lakers facility. Build that strength back up. He's looking like he's relatively close to back healthy. And that's good to see. This is a guy that was exciting, I think, to get at a second round pick. He's a guy that was a first round talent. Really talented defensive player. Bully going to the basket. He can do certain things offensively. Shooting isn't his strong point. He can make shots, but if he really was going to take his game to the next level, I think he would need to become a better shooter. But that's not his game right now. The easiest way to minutes, if you're looking at yourself from a rookie, especially a rookie on a contending team, is playing defense. Like I said, this team needs threes. This team needs shooting, but he's not someone. I mean, yeah, he's going to hit every three every now and then, but he's not someone who you're going to consistently rely on to make outside shots. If he's going to get minutes, it's going to be because of the defensive energy he's bringing, the athleticism that he brings to the table. That's his main strength. That's when you look at excuse me, when you look at especially second round picks. When you're looking at a second round pick, I mean, obviously, like you'll hit on a Nikola Jokic once in a lifetime. That's once in a lifetime that's going to happen. And then obviously you have every now and then you get really good second rounders. Every 10 years you get a guy like Jalen Brunson, or a guy like Draymond Green. But for the most part, in a second round pick, you're just looking for any type of NBA skill. Is that shooting? Is that defense? Is that NBA athleticism? Are they a great rebounder? And Thiero definitely is a guy that's a really good defensive player. And you look at his length, what he brings to the table, he's definitely a guy that could have an impact defensively. So I think if he is going to kind of infiltrate the minutes on this roster and get legitimate minutes, I wouldn't expect it to start. Obviously, he's going to want to have a strong training camp and preseason performance to put himself in that position. But if he is going to do that, it's going to be on his defense. And it'll be interesting to see him in preseason, especially since we didn't really get a chance to see him in summer league. Obviously, we're not going to see training camp. You'll see highlights and stuff, but it'll be good for him to get that experience. But yeah, man, I'm excited to see how he plays in preseason, how he looks, if he looks healthy out there. I don't necessarily think he's going to be a guy that is going to be a part of the rotation right away. But because of that athleticism and that skill set defensively, I think he's a guy that could squeeze his way into the rotation eventually, especially if they need defense and athleticism. So, yeah, that'll be something to keep an eye on. We're excited to see him in preseason, especially since we didn't see him in summer league. So, yeah, we'll keep an eye on Thiero. Next on the docket, the Lakers 2025 NBA Cup schedule has been released. Obviously, I can't remember who won it last year. It was the Hawks, I think, won it. So let's look at the schedule. It's 3 home games, 1 road game. We have versus the Grizzlies on October 31st, at New Orleans on November 14th, versus the Clippers on November 25th, and probably what will be one of the more anticipated matchups of the season, home against Dallas. Now, obviously, the Lakers at Dallas will be a huge, huge thing because Luke is going back to Dallas. We'll see the reception he gets. But yeah, that game versus Dallas, obviously assuming you're going to have a healthy Anthony Davis and a healthy team besides Kyrie, who I don't think is going to be ready yet. That'll be a fun one. But looking at this, you got 3 home games. New Orleans should be a walk in the park. They're going to stink. Zion, when is he healthy? Like never. No offense to him. I know he's probably enjoying some gumbo and some beignets right now or something like that. But New Orleans, you kind of chalk that up as a win. They get home against the Grizzlies, home against the Clippers, home against Dallas. I would expect them to win 2 out of those 3 games, especially if they're home. I think they're better than the Grizzlies. I think they're better than Dallas. Clippers, I would call them right now pretty even. But it should be. I mean, you say you expect to win that road game. To me, they should be 3-1 in these games at least. Obviously, the NBA Cup. I mean, it means something to the players, especially the players on the end of the roster, because they get bonuses of $1.5 million or something like that. But I mean, to me, it's just another game. It's cool in season, but at the end of the day, like if you win the NBA Cup, to me, it doesn't really mean anything. It's not you don't have a ring from the NBA Cup. But I mean, the NBA does it because you know why they do it, money. But to me, this should be 3-1. I think they're the best team, or at least dead even with the Clippers in their group. Obviously, like I said, it doesn't matter, but you still would love to see them win, especially if for no other reason, just to build camaraderie and to build chemistry, and that continuity throughout the season. So, yeah, those are their first 4 games. If they win their group, then they will make the semifinals. We'll take it from there. But to me, kind of just looking at that schedule off the jump, 3-1. at least maybe 4-0. If they went 2-2, I would be disappointed. Obviously, like assuming they have the same team, I still think they're better than those teams now. If they make another upgrade, then I think they would be better than all these teams. I mean, they're already better than New Orleans, although basically everyone is. But yeah, that'll be an interesting thing to keep an eye on. That's the NBA Cup schedule. I think we'll probably get the full schedule in a little bit. But interesting nevertheless. Yeah, so we'll keep an eye on that. So let's finish it out today. I've talked at least a couple times over videos the past few weeks about off-season workout videos. You know, the most famous one, Ben Simmons one. Every freaking year, the guy's hitting threes. No one cares because you know he's never going to do an NBA game. With that being said, there was an interesting video out about Lakers backup center Jaxson Hayes just putting up a bunch of threes, making a decent amount of them too. When he was asked, he said he expects to be shooting more this season. Now, I saw an article that said something along the lines of Jaxson Hayes could be the Lakers' Brook Lopez. No, that's just not going to happen. Jaxson Hayes isn't going to hit 200 plus threes in a season. If he hits 30, 40, that you got to consider a win. But nevertheless, it's interesting. I mean, obviously, he shot threes before, not that much, but if he could become a better three-point shooter, obviously I'm expecting Ayton to start, but especially when you're playing next to Luka or near Luka, it's not a bad idea to kind of work on your outside shot. Again, that's not mostly his game, but if he could add that, it would definitely bring another element to his game that could maybe make him more versatile offensively, make him tougher to guard. I'm gonna hold my tongue on that. I mean, we'll see. I'm gonna hold judgment on that until I actually see it happen. I feel like we've heard so many off-season stories of, oh, I'm gonna shoot more threes with guys. Ben Simmons, Isaiah Hartenstein. I know when he was on the Knicks, he shot threes and then he barely shot any threes. We see this stuff all the time. It's going to be interesting to see if it actually materializes. I mean, like I said, he has shot before. It's not like he doesn't have it in him, but it's just interesting to see him taking that next step and really trying to become a better shooter. So, yeah, we'll see if it actually transitions to gameplay or if it's just one of those off-season videos where we get excited and then the regular season comes and he never shoots a three the entire season. Still interesting to see him doing it. So we'll keep an eye on that when the regular season starts, if he actually is going to shoot threes. But yeah, interesting to see nonetheless. But that's it for me today, guys. Everyone stay cool, stay safe. And until tomorrow, I will catch you guys later.